very good morning. It's a real pleasure to be here again in Zagreb. Thank you very much to the organizers, to Frane, to Christian, to Blaž, to all the organizers for inviting me again. I'm going to talk very briefly on innovation model for sustainable and competitive development of the territory based on our experience in Mondragon Corporation. I brought some of these brochures. I left those in the entrance if you want to know a little bit more on this. So who we are. Mondragon is a large company, but it is also a unique and different company because it's a cooperative company. We are the largest industrial group in the Basque Country region in the north of Spain. We are within the 10th largest industrial groups in Spain. With 70,000 employees worldwide and a turnover of around 11 billion euros. So let's say we are quite a large company, and we are organized in 4 big business areas that are industry, of course, but also retail, finances, and knowledge that make all the divisions and all the companies together. As I was saying, we have a very concrete cooperative DNA. I mean, the people play a major role in the company, and our principles are participation, transparency, commitment, and social responsibility. So within this cooperative corporation, we have just designed and developed a new innovation model called M for Future. Well, Mondragon Corporation, cooperative corporation, has a big challenge of transforming our businesses because we are coming from a very deep economic and financial crisis. We were our businesses in the industrial area, in the retail area, in the finance area, they were suffering a lot this crisis. So we came to the conclusion that we had to renovate our model, and innovation was the main driver for this transformation. We needed to improve our competitive position and people's commitment and cooperative identity also, the identity we have in this cooperative project, to be a business group with a sustainable and profitable businesses to generate value-added employment. Remember that cooperatives, we not only need to be profitable, but we also need to create jobs. So it's sometimes on the other way around to traditional multinational companies, where many times multinational companies, they say the less job we have, the more profits we get. We need to increase both profits and also employments. And our key values are intercooperation, so how we create and promote cooperation between our businesses, leadership, of course, cooperative identity, but also commitment to the environment and sustainable development. So we are also aware that we have to create jobs in our regions, in our cities. Because the big challenge is to contribute to the development of the countries, regions, and cities based on our experience, contributing methodologies and processes to formulate and establish the development and territorial innovation strategies. So our development is totally linked to the development of our regions and of our cities. We have to be really committed to this development. Our way of understanding the sustainable and competitive development of a territory is based, of course, in the 3 dimensions of sustainable development. So it has to have social and human welfare, environmental sustainability, economic prosperity, but of course with the clear idea of competitiveness of territories and businesses. I mean, they are both linked if we really want to push for this new model of development. And territorial innovation plays a key role as a driver of economic growth and prosperity. I mean, we only can achieve a real long-term innovative and let's say sustainable development through territorial innovation. So what we did, we created a new formula based in our corporate innovation model called M for Future, and this new model is called M for Future of Regions and Cities. So it's a management model based on the corporate innovation model, experience and methodologies of Mondragon, capable of promoting the competitive and sustainable development of a territory through the creation of integrated ecosystems of innovation, promotion, knowledge that enhance a territory's capital and make it profitable, aligning it with its strategy in the medium and long term. This is not easy at all. I mean, when we are talking about development strategies, we find that creating jobs, doing it in a very long-term sustainable way, it's easy, but it is not in reality. We are seeing that economic cycles, they are changing very fast, and we really need very strong strategies to develop territorial development. So M for Future of Regions and Cities is a model based on the territory's potential and sources of competitive advantage, its opportunities in changing global context of rapid technological evolution, a socially shared model and territorial strategy that prioritize strategic areas, and the dynamic and sustained performance over time of territorial innovation ecosystems, leadership, strategic direction, and effective and efficient management of the model and strategic projects for change. All in all, we are talking about this. We are talking about creating a new model that is based in three main cycles that we call. There is the first cycle called strategy and orientation. Second cycle on collaborative territorial innovation cycle. I mean, we were talking in the previous session a lot on how we create cooperation in between companies and governments for smart city strategies. So cooperation it's really a key issue. And a third cycle of support for territorial innovation. Each cycle has a very concrete definition of the processes that needs to be started to be really successful. So, and there is also the governance model, the governance dimension of the model. So there is a clear need to have a very good definition of who are the stakeholders in a territory for a very good territorial development strategy. So the companies, the clusters, universities and training centers, research centers, foundations, and so on. But also we push for what we call a four-helix model of governance, where we not only need to have scientific, technological, educational agents, also companies, of course, businesses, governments and public administrations, but of course also citizens and civil society. We need to cover all these four dimensions in the governance model. So the idea with the three cycles is to have first a strategy adapted to both the changes of the global environment and to the reality of the territory, to identify areas on which to focus efforts of innovation, promotion, and future development of territory. So we have to be very specific in our strategies. I mean, it's a very typical failure to go for everything. We really need to be very specific and very concrete in our strategies. Collaborative innovation ecosystems to respond to existing challenges and efficiently achieve results that transform companies and societies. And third, governance models, instruments, and tools for management and evaluation. So for each of these cycles, we have clear activities and steps we have to follow to design a very successful strategy for our territory or for our city. Like in cycle 1, for the first process, we need agreements, launch, and communication of the process. We also need diagnosis of competitiveness and shared territorial innovation, vision, principles, values, and strategic environments, and of course, competitiveness and innovation strategy. So we need to cover the whole cycle. The same goes to the collaborative territorial innovation cycle, where we need to cover all these four big steps, four big processes. And the same goes to the last cycle of support for territorial innovation, where we need to work, as we are talking about projects, in funding, also very important, intelligence, strategic or competitive intelligence, relational management and alliances. Alliances are more and more important for the future of cities and regions, and monitoring, evaluation, and adjustments. So this is the whole idea of the cycles we need to cover for a successful strategy. But let me finish by showing you a concrete example on this. It is a case of a city where we've been working in this strategy. It's the city of San Sebastian, where I also live. I mean, San Sebastian is the capital city of the province of Gipuzkoa within the Basque Country region. And Mondragon Corporation has its headquarters in this province. So we are very linked to the territorial and development strategy of the city of San Sebastian. Next year is a very important year for us because we will be the European Capital of Culture in 2016. And we are organizing an event where I would like to invite all of you on the 16th of March 2016 in San Sebastian. And I hope we can meet together again there and enjoy. Yep. Thank you very much.